Instagram stories now have captions built into it. Twitter rolls out spaces to users with more than 600 followers. Messenger Kids app, and Instagram Direct get new features. All this and much more coming up in this week's edition of the Connected Church News. Welcome, I am Nachi Lazarus, and this is the show that brings you the top 5 digital and social media news each week in less than 5 minutes. Let's get started. Our first big news of this week is from Twitter. We've got two news items from Twitter. One is about Twitter Spaces, which is the new audio chat facility from Twitter, which is Clubhouse competitor. And Twitter has now opened this up for users who have more than 600 followers. So if you have more than 600 followers on Twitter, you now have access to Twitter Spaces. So do check it out. The announcement says today we are bringing the ability to host a space to all accounts with 600 or more followers on Twitter. Twitter says they are planning to learn more before they open it up to everyone. The second news is Twitter launches a new tool called Tip Jar, where you have the ability to give a tip or pay any creator on Twitter. So suppose you like a tweet and you want to give a tip or make a payment towards that person who tweeted it, you can now do that using this tool called Tip Jar. It will be an icon that is next to the profile of the person, and you can just click on the icon and you will be able to see all the payment options that are there, your credit card and other payment facilities, and you can go ahead and tip. Our next news is about Messenger. Messenger team from Facebook made an announcement last week about the new features that are coming to the Messenger app, Messenger Kids app, and to Instagram direct messaging. Messenger gets theme chats, Messenger Kids get stickers that are going to be helpful for the kids to learn more about other cultures. And but the most interesting update is on Instagram direct messaging, where you get visual replies. So visual replies are going to be available soon, and you can also send an audio message as a reply. Today audio chat has become a big part of almost every channel, so no surprise that Facebook is bringing it to the messaging system. Our next news is about Google. This is specifically about Google Assistant getting some new family focused features. I want to bring this to your attention because I know as non-profit churches and ministries, anything that impacts families is something that we need to pay attention to, because this is the future of how families will communicate. So we need to think how we can be ministering to them using these channels as they get used to new habits and so on. These two features that I want to bring to your notice, one is a broadcast, which is a family broadcast. So you can set up a family group on Google Assistant, and you can once you set it up, you can say, hey Google, send this broadcast to my family, and everybody in the family will get that broadcast, no matter whether they are an iPhone or Android. This is where it gets interesting. So it is cross device. So as long as they are in the family group, they'll get the notification, and they can again say, hey Google, and respond to that. So it's almost becomes like a family chat environment. And the other feature is also called Family Bell, which is a reminder for the entire family. So these are things that could become part of families in the future. So something for you to pay attention to and understand, so that you know how families are communicating between each other. Our next news is about Instagram. Instagram has announced that they are bringing captioning to Instagram stories. I know many nonprofits and ministries use stories regularly, so now you can caption them. Captioning is available in certain countries to start with as they roll out to wider audience. Captioning is available as a sticker. So when you do a story next time, pull down and in the sticker section, search for captioning. If you see that, then you're part of the test group, and you can add captioning to that. And the captioning actually looks really nice, and you can edit those captions as well, and you can edit them by the word and so on. So definitely an interesting option to check out. Instagram also says they are bringing this to Reels very soon. Our final news of this week is a big one from Facebook. Last week, Facebook announced that they are starting to test this new tool called Facebook Neighborhoods. And neighborhoods are a local community building feature that Facebook is bringing to the platform. And they're thinking very differently with this product, because they say you will have to create a separate profile on Facebook called Neighborhood Profile, which will be separate from your current Facebook profile, and it will have its own bio and all the other details, which might be very tailor-made to the people in your neighborhood. Suppose you live in one neighborhood, you can tell your people like this is where you are and this is the way you can contribute to the neighborhood and so on. So it's very specific to local value adding and local community building. In this time of coronavirus and COVID, it's important for us to think of any tool that helps local community building as something that needs our attention. So, and specifically, I know as churches and ministries, local communities are a big deal for most of us. So I will link to all the details about this news in the show notes. If it picks up, it might be a very good tool for you to consider. Well, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to dig deeper into any of the stories we've talked about, I've got all the source links and details in our news page, nachilazarus.com/news. Do check it out. I'll see you next week with another set of news items. Until then, you stay connected, stay blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.